Dice Company contains fantasy violence, mature themes, and unapologetic bickering. No feelings were hurt in the making of it, but listener discretion is advised. Dice Company will always be free, but it's not free to make. Please consider supporting us on Patreon or Apple Podcasts and get access to our weekly roundtable show Extra Roll. Just follow any of the links in the show notes for this chapter.
In the depths of the caverns beneath Misery, Thoren waits in his throne, watching the Bergen hiss, while mechanical components whir and click around him. His second-in-command approaches.
We've lost sight of the rogue automaton and his companions. They are holed up in the secret grove.
We are in no rush. Let them gather their strength. The path to us is not easy after all. Continue to establish the bulkhead. By the time they reach us, they will have run the gauntlet. Their powers will be diminished, and he will have no choice but to join us, or perish.
On the large dashboard next to him, a small stone glows red.
Thoren, this is Astrid. Come in.
Thoren presses a button.
What news, Astrid?
I have received word from Lorne that the benediction in Goresh was a fake. Joseph's information was incorrect. Have you spoken to Joseph recently?
Not since he arrived in River City. I have my own issues. I'm dealing with my brother.
The Order of the Heron are there. Be careful, Thoren. They're not to be trifled with.
Sweet desserts are not on the menu.
This is not a joke, Thoren. Salazar failed to find the required benediction, which means he needs a different one.
I am not concerned.
You should be. Salazar has lost control of swathes of Aethelon. Uprisings in all major cities and ports. The rebellion has overturned almost every region. The Empire is crumbling, Thoren. Even now I'm back in Alphon and desperately trying to maintain control. Every day I receive word of more and more deserters.
The Empire is irrelevant. It is a means to an end. The ritual is all that matters now. And when I defeat the Order, we will have more than enough benedictions to gift Salazar.
If you defeat them, Thoren.
You give them too much credit, Astrid. My brother is the only concern, and we have defenses established to swing the battle in our favor. The more power they bring to us, the stronger we get. It is just a matter of waiting for them to arrive, and the longer they wait, the more powerful the Bergen becomes. Once it is released, I will have complete control. Checkmate.
Even automatons can become overconfident. Be careful, Thoren. Astrid out. Thoren turns to his lieutenant.
Prepare waves of whatever basic automatons remain. Protect the anti-magic mechanisms in the corridors outside. Make sure they have a clear path to return to us here if they fail to stop him. We must be prepared for all eventualities.
Thoren turns back to the scrying mechanisms, watching the empty halls of the dungeon above. His glowing red eyes scan each area, looking for any movement, completely unaware that 100 feet above him, through a circular hole, a single green eye watches proceedings with interest. Welcome one and all to Dice Company's Small Embers Chapter 94, where a group of friends weave tales of triumph, heroism and despair under the guise of playing Dungeon. And what's that coming over the hill? It's dragons! Dragons! My name is Tom, and I'll be your DM for the continuing adventures of this Level 11 party. Level 11 party, please introduce yourselves and tell us one fun fact about your characters.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm playing Seek Sorrow, and Seek Sorrow is writing a children's book about this adventure. The working title is Four Automatons and Me. The major problem with the plot right now is that he's struggling to write Vander as a goodie.
It's like a double burn, isn't it, really? First I'm an automaton, and then there's I liked it.
And then the pendulum swung, and suddenly he was all critic.
I feel sorry for Petron, who wasn't included within the title.
Well, clearly he was a hero then.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and I play Vander Finnick. Vander was certain fear died the same night everything else did. Beaten out of him, buried, solved. Yet recently, it's resurfaced wearing strange new masks. An irrational disgust of spoons, because they stand between the holder and soup. And a growing conviction that the rats on the airship were judging him. None of this is useful, except that he hasn't felt sensations like this since he rebuilt himself out of spite. Vander suspects fear may be resurfacing in him in new experimental shapes. For now, he is a man with something to lose.
Ooh. I like that. So, just to be clear, are you now affected by the fear condition?
In strange ways, yes.
I don't need strange ways. I need actual ways.
I don't think I have the acting range to to do it, so we'll have to see.
Lovely fact. Very nice.
Hi, I'm Harry, and I play Tok, an imposing 6'8" automaton.
Hey!
Tok has been thinking more about the automaton condition. Time progresses along a linear path. The clock attempts to capture the perfection of that ideal, to touch the face of God. Obedient to symmetry, every tick and tock identical. Yet the mechanism must be intentionally wound. Parts wear and must be purposefully repaired. Though encased in metal, the clock sits precariously atop a mountain of mortal's toil. Any slight protuberance and it will fall and shatter. The tree grows, its branches chaotic, its seeds fall at random. With nothing but earth, water, fire, and air, it spawns an endless forest.
Jesus
Very
Christ.
nice.
That was beautiful.
I had a lot of time over Christmas.
So you took up and perfected some form of poetry?
Automated poetry.
Do you know what really annoys me about that fact?
Better than yours?
Should never pause. Never ever pause. Lets people in under your guard. But no.
I mean, clearly yes, but, but go on.
Okay, Harry loves physics, and he's always talking about the fact that time isn't linear, and now here we are. In this world, time's linear. It feels like a jab against physics against me. I can't tell, but there's something wrong there.
Well, you know, according to quantum mechanics, it is linear anyway.
Oh, it just... I'll see you in the next fun facts, motherfucker.
Never thought that would bait Charlie, but, you know, there we go.
I am baited.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I play Petron Oakflower. Now, since the battle with the automatons and the deaths of the many furbolgs, Petron has started to feel a rage of the kind that he's never felt before. It's like almost a physical object sitting inside him, and he feels it at all times, and it's starting to frighten him a little bit. When he sits down, he can see his hand shaking like it's desirous of action, and he's slightly scared by this feeling. And so, while it's slightly ridiculous and facile, he's almost relieved to note that there's a fraction of his mind that even in this state is always thinking, I bet there are some good mushrooms down here. I mean, there would be. It's an underground cavern. I bet there are some good mushrooms down there.
Okay, get rid of the mushrooms part, and I think that that Petron is moving towards Sith, and I like it. Mushroom Sith, not so good, but Sith.
Like a cross between a Sith and Mario.
Show me that character, Dave.
Hey, is that me, Petron? I kill you now.
That's me.
Oh my God. Let's change everything and do that.
Rapid fire housekeeping. Follow us on YouTube, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Come join us in the Discord, the greatest TTRPG Discord server in the entire world. Leave us a review on your podcast app of choice.
And your podcast of choice?
And consider joining our Patreon, the best way to enjoy the madness we produce. An extra notice to say that if you want to hear all the chaps participating in a mad season of adventures as a humanoid chicken, a large snake, a mysterious creature in a cloak, and a religious zealot, check out Dungeon Major podcast, DM'd by friend of the show Adam Beltane. The season is called The Myth of Snoozy Basin, and all episodes are out now. While you're checking that out, I myself have the pleasure of being a season regular on the latest Force Majeure. So if you want to hear me playing as my best sad boy Jedi, Kip Kasian, check out Season 9 of Force Majeure, Episode 1, which is out this week. And before I go, it's time for the results of last year's Patreon subscription drive.
Woo!
Give
What?
Alex the prize.
Do we need to hear this?
As you may remember, the guys all did a pitch to convince you to join our Patreon. They ranged from post-apocalyptic to existential dread via a chilling look at each of our futures, all the way through to a chance to help shape a game system Harry is creating. Soon. Hopefully. Probably not. After all of that,
If he fucking wins this,
who is it who snagged the Dice Company's most Patreons? Drum roll, please, everyone. The winner is... and the greatest person to have ever lived. Me! What? That's right. I snagged a bunch of people over Christmas with the promise of a free month. Hooray for me! Let's all bask in my glory.
outrage.
Oh, fuck off.
Boo.
To be fair, cheating the most likely outcome.
Vive la
What does
revolution.
I win the rest of you over? If it's not me, it's Charlie.
Yeah!
This
I
one's a
got
great
it.
one.
I am the people's champion and the king of the common men.
And please remember,
Oh my God,
we're
we're really
in
moving
like the end of Die Hard right now, except it's our real lives. So let's turn the page on the next chapter of Dice Company.
Are we collectively doing a Die Hard? Sons of bitches, you will die hard. I promise.
Previously on Small Embers, the Order of the Heron are deep beneath the ravaged town of Misery, navigating through the dungeon of the automaton shadow vanguard, Thoren. Having discovered a small group of Furbolg rebels in a secret grove, their leader, Bracken, handed Petron the last sapling of the Runethala, the Tree of Life, before being ruthlessly assassinated by a group of elite automatons. The Order fought most of them off and began a long rest in the relative safety of the grove while they set about burying the slain Furbolgs.
Vander regards Seek Sorrow digging the graves of the fallen and then looks over to Petron and shuffles in his direction.
Petron.
Petron looks quite distracted at the moment, and he almost doesn't notice Vander is there, but then kind of turns around and says, what... Vander, what do you want?
I understand, Petron, that this place has caused you deep hurt and loss. It is understandable that you would want vengeance and quickly. And make no mistake, I'm with you. But I have seen into the very weave of magic. I know things I didn't before. But I confess, I need rest. May I counsel you to allow us a short respite before we proceed?
Well, we can't rest, Vander. There's too much to do. I mean, look, we've got to bury all these bodies. We've got to perform rites over them so they're properly buried respectfully, and then we've got to go after Thoren.
Vander looks down at his wreck of a body and then looks back up at Petron.
I agree, but if we face our foes at half strength, we may not prevail.
Well, what about Tok's drink? Tok, you had a drink, didn't you? I tried it before. It worked. We could carry on burying everyone and doing what needs to be done here and get the benefit of a rest, right?
The stimulant,
Vander says, perking up.
Tok walks back from the edge of the grove where he's been keeping watch and will confirm. Yes, Petron. And Vander, technically, no. It is not coffee. It is an approximation I have concocted.
but its effects are potent,
says Vander.
Correct. Possibly more potent than coffee.
I will take a steaming mug of your stimulant then, Tok.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Right, I mean, not going to go there. Okay.
Oh my god, have we just found boundaries?
Was that a huge needle?
I get stumbling around in here. Someone was going to walk into one at some point.
Right, no, so Tok takes out the little chest he's got and basically starts setting up a tiny little barista-style coffee machine thing that's going on.
Portable graveside coffee machine.
Vander looks to Petron.
This could catch on, you know.
I can't say it myself. I don't think he's using any mushrooms at all in this, you know, Vander.
Incorrect, Petron. There are significant quantities of mushroom and fungi in the ingredients.
Petron brightens up slightly. Well, maybe it will catch on then. Maybe you're right.
And it serves a purpose, the most glorious result of all.
Vander says, hobbling up to the new barista stand in the middle of the gravesite.
Tok will show Vander how to use it, since this was intended as a gift.
And Vander listens. Oh, it depends, actually. How long is this explanation?
In game, very brief. In world, quite extended.
Okay, in game, thank you. In world, Vander, you look up to see Vander is asleep, but on his feet.
Petron very quickly takes a cup and goes to help Seek Sorrow. And maybe carries one over for Seek Sorrow as well.
After it's all prepared, Tok's going to go back to keep watch. And Tick as well.
And Vander finds a space that he can sit down with his steaming cup of coffee and an exotic cheroot.
I mean, there's nothing to be done, so that's fine, Vander. You just crack on with that, yeah. Oh, we're not busy.
I'm trying to be as close to Strider as Vander can get.
The remaining furbolgs, having paid some respect to the dead, have now nestled at the foot of the tree, and you see their eyes grow heavy as they drift into a disturbed slumber.
When Petron's work is done, he walks carefully over to Fern Willowflower, the furbolg that we arguably rescued, and says, I'm sorry to disturb you, Fern. I understand you need to rest, but I just had a question. Before he died, Bracken gave me this, this sapling, and I feel like he would have told me what he wanted me to do with it, or what it can do, and I never had the chance to ask. I don't suppose you know, do you?
I know it's the rune thaler. It needs to be planted. You need to find somewhere new. These lands have been corrupted. It's not safe for it anymore. You need its roots to spread out and to be free, and to bring balance back to nature.
I see. He was giving it to me to plant it in a new place. I think I know where. I think I know where it can go. Thank you, Fern. I'll let you rest now. You need to sleep. You've had a terrible experience. Thank you.
Where are you going to plant it?
There's a place I found, me and my friends here. It's called Sanctuary, and it's a small village. It's inside a lush forest. It's very remote. No one disturbs it. I think if we plant the tree near the village, but not too close to disturb it, I think that's the perfect place. It will be cared for and nurtured, but it will have room and space to grow.
That sounds wonderful. Would you take us with you?
Oh, of course. Yeah, no question. We'd be more than happy, but we have to go and deal with Thoren first, and we've got to find the other furbolgs on the lower levels, and then, yeah, of course, I'll come back and I'll take you all with me. Are you sure that's what you want to do, Fern? I mean, this is still your home. We can Surely we can fix it here. We can make it better, and you could start again, but not so distant from your home. Surely that would be what you'd want.
This is not our home anymore. I don't think I could stay here. There's too many bad memories. She looks over at the bodies. Her eyes begin to well up again.
No, I understand. I understand. And there'll be more bloodshed here before the day is out.
Oh.
Although our intention is it will not be furbolgs this time. And I think Petron then he sees a sort of semi-slumbering Vander, and Vander kind of got his eyes half closed. No.
As you approach Vander, you hear him say,
This stuff is bloody amazing!
and Vander is back on his feet and revived.
Well, if you're refreshed, Vander, then we need to get moving, don't we? I'd say strike while the iron's hot. We need to go to Thoren right now, and we need to end this.
More than refreshed, Petron, this iron is most certainly hot. I say we proceed as soon as we can.
Well, I think the Seek Sorrow has finished with his grave digging. He's done a fine job. I can see why it was his profession. He's very skilled, and I've said some words over all the graves. I think it's time to move.
If you would like, Petron, I could give a short musical interlude. It is customary.
I'm trying to think, has Petron heard Vander
It's tradition.
Bromps Vander.
and his musical interludes
I
previously?
think he was there for the slide whistle, no.
Well, if Petron wasn't there for the slide whistle, then Petron has no objections.
Of course.
says Vander, turning away and moving towards the gravesite. But this time, from his robes, he produces a violin. And I'm happy to roll for this, but my intention is to play something hauntingly beautiful.
Give me a performance check, please.
Come on.
Maybe you can get guidance from Petron's, very strong desire for this to be good and respectful. And maybe he can kind of transmit that in some way to you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, it's a 7.
And then roll a d4.
I mean, it can only rescue at a certain amount, can't it?
Oh, it's a 4.
An 11. Okay, Dom. Having reassessed how skilled I really am with the violin, I'm going to go for something simple.
And much like a child showing off to their parent, you give a very simple rendition of a very basic violin tune.
3 blind mice.
But it is in tune. People aren't overwhelmed with the majesty of your performance, I would suggest.
I think Petron can recognise that the intention was good, so he's therefore not kind of infuriated by the lack of quality of the performance.
Vander removes the bow from the strings and looks to it. Your impression of Vander is that he feels he's done brilliantly here.
You're welcome.
And Petron, I think, just gives him a fairly sort of solemn nod and perhaps puts a hand on his shoulder in a sort of gesture of thanks.
This stimulant gives you the shakes, you know.
Would you guys now like to discuss the plan, like the next step in the plan?
Vander picks up a stick and finds a piece of ground so he can level out the dirt.
Gentlemen, it is time to plan.
And he begins drawing.
Cue montage music.
Yes.
So put down a load of sticks and vegetables and other things that can represent armies and farmhouses and that kind of thing.
Exactly that. It's going to be essentially, though, an arrow pointing to where Thoren is, though, really.
Just a down arrow.
What's the plan, Vander, beyond find Thoren and kill him? I don't know. What stratagems do you have?
All plans, Petron, come from asking the right questions.
And you get a condescending poke with the stick.
Well, my question is, how do we kill Thoren as quickly as possible?
And the answer lies here.
And the stick moves to Tok.
I believe Tok is best placed to tell us how we might dispatch Thoren.
When we got into this place, did we would get a pretty decent idea of how thick the ceiling was above us, right?
Yeah.
How thick was it?
I suddenly feel like this is a trap.
You're the GM. Surely you're the one who has the trap.
It's going to be a trap for us if we pull the ceiling down.
We need a measurement. I want to use the measurement of jam. How thick was this?
No, I mean literally how much stuff was there? Because there are steps down, so I'm guessing 30 feet.
I have it in my head at 20 to 25 feet. Why?
No reason. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. What does that mean?
Okay, Vander prompts Tok.
What we can already discern is that Thoren is almost certainly a damage dealer with no grasp of hyperbole. What more can you tell us?
Query Vander, how may you deduce that?
It's certainly a weakness.
He says, talking to Petron now.
And Petron kind of, it's like a little light bulb's coming over his head. He's, oh, because they're brothers. So what we know of Tok, we can apply to Thoren. Tok's strengths and weaknesses will be Thoren's strengths and weaknesses as well.
Indeed, to kill one is to kill the other.
Thoren appears to be embracing a weakness, Vander. The anti-magic fields. Automatons are weakened by them.
Interesting. Turn his strength against him.
We are creatures of magic.
And if we push him into his own anti-magic field, what weaknesses can we expect to observe?
Unclear. The extent of his abilities are unknown.
You have developed considerably, Tok, since you made your way with us in this life. Can we assume that Thoren has forged himself a similar path?
That is a safe assumption. He displays high intellect. I could list the abilities I would lack in a anti-magic field. It may take some time, Vander.
Just the highlights, please, Tok.
As Tok begins to list, you feel the vibrations of an earthquake. Something deep below you seems to be moving.
The movements of the earth. It is alarming.
What do you think it could be?
Tok's going to break out the journals of Elias the Wanderer and search for anything in the Underdrow section that could possibly explain, like, big creatures, or that's probably where to start. Is there anything present?
Okay, give me a investigation check.
I think it is.
Unless you can make a case for something else. Nature, maybe?
I think investigation covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. I will guide myself, because he has read all these books before. Right, that is, wait for it, a 32.
Fuck!
Fortunately, the coffee has no effect on me.
Okay.
Spill your beans.
As you work your way through the books of Elias, specifically those on the Underdrow, you find mention of the Firbolg species, and the Tree of Life is mentioned, although not by the name Runethala.
Ooh, does it have a different, better name?
It is. It's referred to as Yogg-Sothoth.
Yogg-Sothoth. I mean, that sounds very wonderfully Cthulhu-esque.
If Petty Faloo made an ultimate villain.
Yeah.
The Yogg-Sothoth was something that the Underdrow were constantly in search of, which led them into continuous battles against the Firbolg people. Yogg-Sothoth itself had a protector, a large creature buried beneath the central trunk of the tree, thousands of years old. The only creature really which fits beyond a god of some sort would be a dragon.
Really worried you were going to say Terror-esque for a second there, but no, we're not
Oh
going.
God, our track record here is terrible.
Okay.
Dungeons and what was it?
Petron, have you heard the term Yogg-Sothoth before?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Tok. Maybe. It's a long time ago since I ever heard any of the stories, and we always call it the Runethala, but possibly, I don't know.
I suggest we use the term Runethala to designate the tree and Yogg-Sothoth for the potential dragon guardian.
Well, very well, Tok, but how sure are you that it's the dragon, that it's the protector, it's not something unfriendly?
Unsure.
Well, then we need, whatever we do, we need to draw it away from them, says Petron, gesturing frantically at the sleeping Firbolgs. And I think he just starts to run in the opposite direction.
Context makes a fool of us all.
Says Vander, running after him.
Yeah, Tok's going to chase after Petron, and he'll tell Little Tick, intercede, stop Petron from reaching the stairs. So Tick is ahead of you.
Yes, father!
Petron, haste is ill-advised.
Give me a dexterity saving throw, please, Petron.
Well, looks like you've been stopped. No one out wrestles Little Tick.
That's a natural 1 for a 3.
Okay, as you're running, you can hear the pounding steps of an automaton catching up with you, and then you feel metal arms around your shoulders as he tackles you to the ground.
While that's going on, Vander, while really making no pace at all, because Vander's run isn't a run, calls over his shoulder.
Seek sorrow. The red mist has descended on Petron, and I fear we must back his play. To arms!
And Seeksaro, who's just finished with the graves, stands there for a moment with like both hands on the top of one of the handles, the handle of the shovel, and kind of does a little quick bow to the graves and goes, sorry lads, drops the spade and runs after Vander.
Petron! You should wait! Father is coming!
I think Petron's infuriated by this, and he tries to throw Little Tick off him.
Looks like an opposed strength check to me.
Sounds like a great time for Little Tick's latest upgrade to come into the play. Right, let's do this.
Harry, I'm going to let you take over the Little Tick management at this point.
Ooh. Oh, that's a 19.
Ooh!
Okay, Little Tick rolls a 25 for athletics. He seems significantly stronger than before. Almost like he's been taking wrestling lessons from someone.
And he's able to stop you escaping.
Petron, remain calm! It is dangerous to charge in.
And Petron lies flat on his back and just slams his fists into the ground. And says, why are you trying to stop me? We waited before. We paused when we went into this grove and we saw Bracken get an arrow through the eye. We weren't decisive, we weren't quick enough, and now we just need to go and kill Thoren and deal with whatever this is, this Yogg Soloth or whatever, and you're trying to stop me.
Incorrect, Petron. Decisiveness was not our flaw. It was a lack of precaution. A sentry to keep watch would have noticed the attack. It would have been prevented. I feel it is my fault. It is my duty to keep watch, Petron.
And at this point, Seeksaro does catch up and runs straight past the clump of people on the floor and goes, we're going into battle, lads, let's go!
Jesus Christ.
Well, can't stop him.
He's just misread the situation. He can be talked down. Vander said it was charge time.
Belay that, Seek sorrow!
Says Vander, calling after him. And Tok, you feel the light, gnarled hand of Vander touch your shoulder.
Caution, Tok. I believe if Petron truly wished to escape, he has other means of doing so.
Petron, if we act cautiously, we will be more effective. There will be fewer civilian casualties.
Petron is just kind of lying on his back, staring up at the roof of the cavern, and I think all the fight's just kind of drained out of him now. I just want to do something, Tok. Just tell me what I should do.
I have a suggestion. We need to ascertain the location of the furbolgs. Then a shaft can be dug through the rock. The furbolgs can be removed alive before a fight with Thoren ensues. The fight with Thoren may be destructive in nature.
Okay. All right, Tok. Well, it sounds like a sensible plan. Let's do what you suggest.
Correct.
So are we charging or not, lads?
I believe that time has passed for now, Seek sorrow, as we have other plans. Wise words, Tok.
But at this, Vander kneels at the side of Petron.
I understand, Petron, that you crave blood vengeance. And you will have it, brother. In time, though.
And Petron picks himself up and says, I wonder if I can help with your idea, Tok.
That is correct.
And so Petron is going to stride over back to the group of furbolgs and kind of gently wake Fern and says, Fern, I need something from you. There are furbolgs below, is that right?
That's right.
Are there any of them that are friends or family of yours?
They're all from my tribe, so they're all family in a way.
Describe the one that you know best to me in detail. Don't leave anything out. I want to know everything. The shape of their eyes, the size of their nose, how they speak, their intonation, all of it.
Oh, I suppose my birth mother, Elder Hazelroot. She's the one I know most clearly. And she goes into a long description of the wise herbalist.
And so Petron listens very intently and then takes a few steps. So, okay. I'm going to ask for some GM discretion.
Okay.
So I want to use the locate creature spell. So any creature that is familiar to me, I can sense the direction of the creature's location as long as they're within 1,000 feet. If the creature is moving, I know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn. So I'm trying to argue that because I've asked for a really detailed description, like I know that person well enough to be able to cast this spell.
I'm going to say yes, based on the fact that it says that if it can't identify them, then it identifies the nearest creature type, which would make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's reasonable to me.
So yeah, Petron closes his eyes and concentrates incredibly hard and scratches the staff into the ground.
You immediately get a sense of the location of Elder Hazelroot. She is directly beneath you.
So Petron turns to Tok and just points at the floor. He goes, straight down, 250 feet.
That is a significant distance. I will get started. What is the ground in the grove is presumably dirt, right?
Yep.
Okay, Tok is going to make good use of the move earth cantrip and is going to start shifting 5-foot cubes of the stuff with the all-purpose tool, as if it's like the gravity gun from Half-Life, literally just like, and a cube of earth just moves up. He'll start moving the dirt up to the north of the grove up there, because it's going to make a little hill, I guess. He can do one of those every 6 seconds.
Tok, as you remove Energon cubes worth of dirt from the soft ground in the grove, every few cubes you come across the roots of the large tree that was in the grove when you first entered, not the one you placed. The further down you go, you start to notice that there are metallic elements to the roots, like something has been attached, like cabling has been attached to the bottom of the roots. And that cabling is heading directly downwards. You're an expert in nature and your roll was colossally high earlier. This is automaton made and is likely the cause of the death of the tree. Something has been sucking the life out of the tree and funneling it down.
I think that Tok would let Petron know and would possibly rig up a quick, a harness so he could descend and have a look for himself if Petron wants to know.
I don't know if Petron might start running for the stairs again.
Petron, I have made a discovery.
Right.
The roots of the Runethala tree. They are, I believe, not known to contain metal.
What are you talking about, Tok? Of course they don't contain metal. It's a tree.
I believe Thoren has been withdrawing power and energy from the tree, tapping its roots, if you will.
Petron looks ashen-faced. He's been doing what?
Observe. So Tok will take out his tablet, and on there will be basically like a picture, like a line-drawn photograph of the cables.
Can you winch me down, Tok? I need to see this properly. I don't mean to be offensive about your picture. It's very good, but I need to see this in.
He presents a child's drawing.
Perfect child's drawing. Crayons.
That would be acceptable, Petron. Tok has actually already set up like a little winch kind of thing. So, but it's more or less him and Tick holding two ends of a metal bar that you can attach a rope to. They'll lower you down.
In normal circumstances, Petron would have significant reservations about this, but in this case, he just goes straight in, straps himself in or whatever it is, and gets ready to go.
Down you go, and you find a particularly large root, thick root, and you can see the transition point. It's like a metal tube has almost been placed over the top of the root and has begun to ingrain itself into it. There is a very low hum when you place your hand on the metal, like there is a mechanical process happening. If one of you wants to give me an investigation check, either Tok or Petron.
I mean, it feels like it sort of makes more sense for it to be Petron, although Tok's investigation is certainly better. But yeah, I'll.
Tok will assist. Have some advantage.
Oh, sorry. So that's 15.
Okay. You recognize some of the details of the metal as relating to the chair in which you sat aboard the former Vox Domini. This is the same kind of technology as the healing chair. So it's not a massive leap to think that the energy that's being sucked out is being used for healing of something or empowering something.
And Petron calls up, "You can winch me out now, Tok and Tick, thank you."
Okay, they lift you up.
And Petron gets out of the device and stands next to it, and they've tapped into the rune Thala. They're using it, they're draining its power, and they're using it. It's like the chair and the ship. They've desecrated everything, Tok. It's everything. The most sacred thing to Furbolgs.
They have killed the tree.
I know he's yours to kill, Tok, but you've got to promise me you've got to do it. You can't. I know he's your brother, but you can't let him. You can't let him go or capture him or whatever it is. You've got to promise me, Tok. Promise me.
The concept of brotherhood is not identical across all species. I hold no emotional attachment to Thoren.
But enough. You feel enough emotion to want to do it, though, don't you?
Thoren must be destroyed.
Thank you, Tok. The tree's dead. There's nothing here for us anymore. The Furbolgs. They all want to go to Sanctuary. I think we should take them to Sanctuary. It doesn't matter what we do here anymore. We can blow it up, but it doesn't matter.
That is incorrect. There is work to be done. The Furbolgs must be saved by our actions.
And Petron sort of visibly tries to sort of pull himself together, and he says, "No, you're right, Tok. That's the one thing we have to do here now. What do you suggest?"
We could attempt a bold action, Petron.
What bold action's that?
The Rune Thala tree has been destroyed.
Right. Correct. Yes.
The agent of that destruction is below. The guardian of the tree is below.
Well, the guardian of the tree hasn't done anything, has it? I don't know what it's meant to do. I can't remember the stories, but it hasn't done anything. The tree's died and the guardian hasn't done anything, Tok. I don't know. We can't put our faith in that.
Correct. However, actions may be able to free its hand.
What do you mean?
It may be a powerful ally if it can be enabled.
How do we do that, though?
Insufficient data.
The demonic transference of power interests me, says Vander, joining the conversation. One hypothesizes that Thoren's objective was to bring the dead back to life. I can attest to age ravaging the body. Perhaps Thoren is transferring the tree's energy to feed his creature, or whatever he keeps down there in the dark. If that is true, then time is of the essence. For each second we wait, it grows in power.
Well, then what do we do?
Vander, I have an alternative suggestion.
By all means, Tok.
The object of the healing magic may be the Emperor Salazar. He is dying, Vander. Thoren is his agent.
Yeah, it could be charging up the chair that we saw on the ship.
Or a larger chair.
But we're theorizing and we need to do something. What do we do?
Dig. Vander, can you contact the Sterling? I need assistance from the automaton crew.
Consider it done.
After a short while, the automatons from the Sterling begin to appear in the secret grove. The whole time, Petron waits anxiously.
Vander, we need to prepare a means of descent. I have a stock of chain and rope.
Might I suggest we rely on other forces?
Vander says, his mind drifting to Featherfall.
We would require a means of ascent as well as descent for a large group.
A tactical matter that has more concerns than one. If Thoren is where I suspect he is, were I, for example, to take hostages, I would make sure they were close by. I suspect as soon as we enter the cavern, we will find ourselves in a desperate situation. We must be prepared to fight and to move people at once. If we use a rope for ascent, we must buy our would-be escapees time. Might I suggest 3 of us face whatever danger lurks, whilst the 4th first ensures the safety of the furbolgs?
I would find that to be acceptable.
I've got a new spell, a lovely level 6 spell called Transport via Plants.
Ah.
And so it essentially allows me to use a plant to create a portal to any other plant I've seen. So I could, if there's a plant down there, I could create a portal that then kind of pops them up.
Well, Tok's always carrying one of his Jarima saplings.
Why stop there?
Yeah, could they not be sent straight to Sanctuary? Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to, you've got your own trees there, haven't you?
Yeah. So, but what we'd have to do is obviously protect the portal and make sure that no one tries to follow them through it.
Love it.
And also, there needs to be a plant down there.
We
There's
could
gotta be
take
some
one with
mushrooms,
us.
right? Oh, mushrooms aren't plants, are they?
Spider plants are resilient. We
it
could
needs-
take one of those.
It needs to be a large or larger plant. Inanimate plant as well.
Japanese peace lily, I'm sure. Thoren strikes me as the type.
Okay, so this will be very easy. We take the giant oak tree castle fortress thing Tok's got. I don't know why it took me so long to think about that.
I really did want to prompt you. I was like, yeah, he'll get there.
Well, I was thinking...
These are bright lads. Next day or two, they'll figure
Literally
it
right there.
I might have an idea. I've been working on a new spell. I think I can create a sort of a portal using a plan, and we could send the furbolgs through the portal and into safety. You just have to make sure that no one tries to follow them through.
I have seen this spell in action before.
Right, then you understand what I'm describing. Good. What do you think? Is that going to work?
I believe it to be the best plan.
Right, you are then.
Will this plant work? And Tok will tug on the small rope on the large oak tree nearby, and it kind of shrinks a little bit for a second.
Yeah, it just needs to be bigger than the people going through it. As long as it's bigger than that, it'll be fine.
I will prepare it for transport. Tok pulls on the rope, which seems to be kind of weird. The tree shrinks down gradually until it's only about a foot tall, and then Tok sort of grabs it and maneuvers it into the cloak.
And of course, the plan's dependent on us not being in an anti-magic field.
If we find ourselves to be in such a thing, we'll be needing fighters.
Vander says, his eyes flicking to Seek Sorrow.
Seek Sorrow displays a bicep.
I see.
He's really caught the tone of the moment, hasn't he?
Fucking Gaston over here.
He is roughly the size of a barge. I think it's the second time I've said this on this podcast for anyone who's scoring at home. Question though, for you magical folk, how are you going to know if you're in an anti-magic field? Should we turn on a little magic light bulb that's going to go off if we go in there?
Well, I turn from a powerful sorcerer into a wizened old man.
I was talking in character there, Vander. I don't know who this child is.
Metagaming!
I don't like him.
Seek Sorrow, I consume magic for sustenance.
I lost my slot.
Sorry. Yeah, go on, Tok.
Seek Sorrow, I consume magic for sustenance. It will be unmistakable.
Okay, what, you're going to switch off if we go in the magic field? No magic field?
In the same manner as a human immersed in water for an extended period of time.
How long do you last?
Unknown.
Well, that's encouraging. Vander, anything better?
I will be reduced also if I enter a field of the description.
I find that very easy to believe, Vander. What are you going to turn into?
Something equally terrifying, but probably more harmless than I am used to.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
What about you, Petron? Are you any use in a non-magic field, or is it just basically me looking after 3 broken little school children, one of whom is drowning in no magic?
He carries a large stick.
Is a large stick much use, Petron? How are you in a magic-free world?
Well, I mean, it's not my forte, but I'm big, and I've got a sickle, and I'm extremely angry, so I like to think I'll be of some value.
Right, that's the big three. Let's go, lads.
Tok and the automatons, without seeming to communicate, sort of walk over to the pit. Two of them descend down via the large chain, and they start mining. Tok, after the mining process sort of starts, Tok will return and say, "Now the work has started, Vander."
Right, let's do a mining check, shall we? That feels suitable for the time. Would you like to do it as an investigation or as a survival check, Tok?
Ooh, interesting. I mean, I'd prefer to do it as an investigation, in the sense that what he really wants to make sure is that we don't break through the final layer until we're absolutely ready.
This is why we're doing the check.
Yeah, okay, so this will be Tok trying to, like, take soundings and work out how much, like, space there is left. Okay, right, let's just hope I don't mess this up entirely. Ooh. Guiding that.
Uh-oh.
A 15.
Even with your testing, you get a little bit too close for comfort for what Tok would like in this situation. However, there is no cave-in or anything like that. And you find yourself around 5 feet worth of stone where you start to see cracks appear and you can see light coming up from beneath you.
Okay.
It would be a very simple job for you from this position to kind of remove a small amount to allow you to look down if you wanted to.
Okay, he'll send the automatons back up to the Sterling. I think we can do this on our own. In fact, Tok will invite Vander down to the bottom of the mine shaft before he starts drilling a small hole for him to observe through. Because Vander's pretty sharp.
Okay.
Not small enough to put, just to see through, he's not going to, like, lower Vander's head through the
just like
the
squeeze him
ceiling.
through a tiny tube.
Well, Vander's going to step off the edge and use Featherfall to just land lightly down there.
Of course he is.
Unnecessary magnificence.
The title of Vander's autobiography.
Gently lands on his feet. You're both now at the bottom of the pit.
Vander, let me know what you perceive.
And Vander puts his eye to the hole.
Give me a perception check, please.
Ooh, you can have advantage because Tok will constantly tell you to check for the corners and things.
Tok has drilled you a perfect spy hole and therefore has assisted you.
Okay, so 18.
18, okay. Vander, you peer down into a huge cavernous room, hundreds of feet in each direction. Directly beneath you is a sarcophagus with metal cables running up in all directions and heading towards the ceiling. These are the same cables you've seen connecting to the roots of the rune Thala. The sarcophagus hisses. Equidistant out from it are 4 cloche-like cages, each containing groups of beaten furbolgs. On the floor beneath these cages are carved Alokian runes. To the north of this strange setup is a throne, on which sits Thoren. He's communicating with a huge databank of mechanisms, while next to him stand 3 other automatons. 2 you recognize as the damaged ones who fled the grove after your fight. To the east are a large set of double doors, open, and beyond them, basic war automatons are gathering in units in a long corridor which trails off to the east. As your eye scans the rest of the room, to the south, you can just make out what look like 2 sets of enormous metal feet. You recognize them immediately from your war years. These belong to massive 100-foot imposing automaton colossi. And we will end it there.
You've been listening to Dice Company's Small Embers, starring Dave Windust as Petron Oakflower, Charlie Blackadder as Vander Finnick, Alex Morrison as Six Sorrow, and Harry King as Talk, with Tom Patrick as your Dungeon Master.
The humans of Dice Company would like to thank the following sweethearts for their support: Hilda von Greentail, M. Corey Mack, Dave Patterson, Boy Genius, Sepulchre Stennett, Marky B, Jenny the War Camel, Stephen Sikora, Nori Gosler, Mickey Arnold, Happy Daddy Scotty, Tika, Rabbi Camel, Team #Stay Toxic, Path Pursuit, Paris Dakar, Julia Zeno, Shovels, Queenie, and an extra special thanks to our Council of Rojan, the Red Right Hand, Shelby Cat, purveyor of exceptional dice, S.J. Phionics, Zeus Legion, Richard Ungermas, Mama Strange, Axel Runholm, and Chris from North London.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and I play Vander Finnick. Vander was certain that fear... Sorry. Vander was certain that fear had died...
suffers a mini-stroke.
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed. It was just the timing was absolutely spot on.
I have to put my page over so I can read it, and then the silence from you guys, just I thought there's something awful going on over there. Okay.
Very kind of level, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not big ups and downs.
Yeah, but I think that, that kind of constantly playing the second fiddle, that wears on a man.
Well, yeah, it's been many years now. I think if anything was going to tip him over the edge, that would have already, and it hasn't. So it demonstrates inner resolve.
Some rapid fire housekeeping. Follow us on YouTube, Blue Sky, and TikTok. Come join us on the...
Can I just say, when he said it wears on a man playing second fiddle, the correct response was, "You tell us."
I'm taking such fire today.
A delayed
Circle the
burn.
wagons. Yeah.
Anyone says that, that's the reply.
I'm not sure if it's entirely important, but the description of the coffee, just to be clear, was a transient biofluid secreted mucosal nutrient slurry.
Or Starbucks for short.
That was how I thought that Tok would describe milk to everyone.
Jesus Christ.
A secreted transient mucosal biofluid nutrient slurry. I mean, that is more or less
Almost is Starbucks, right?
I just felt it was important to put that in there.
And for balance, Starbucks are great.
Dice Company, brought to you by Big Nutrient Slurry.
One day we're going to... The entire evening passes without incident.
We're fucking surrounded.
Okay, so Tick has significantly better perception than Tok.
Unfortunately, you rolled for Tok.
I did. But
Tick saw plenty of things that he hasn't reported.
Tick's there just like waving his hand. Father! Father!
yeah, just don't let
There's
me
an
do that
army
again.
outside! I need a break. I was not expecting you to dig directly down from where you were. This is... I need 5 minutes. I will come back with some answers in a second.
Okay, once he's gone, I'll tell you guys about how many explosives Tok's got.
Sons of bitches.
I love the fact that this is performative. It's just about digging a hole for explosives to go in.
Lore.
Thanks for listening. Please consider supporting Dice Company on Patreon, where for the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to a whole other show, Extra Roll, as well as an ad-free listening experience. The Dice Company Discord server, along with our socials, can be found on our link tree in the show notes. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to recommend us to your friends. If you didn't like it, recommend us to your enemies. And we'll see you next time on Dice Company.